Hello, and welcome to the What Work Teachers welcome video. In 2020, we started What Worked Education to help teachers to robustly test what works and what does not work for their pupils in their schools. This was because whenever we spoke to teachers about research, they always asked, will this work in my school? So we launched What Worked Education to help solve this question. How do we support teachers? We've developed a platform called What Worked Teachers. This is designed to help teachers to set up, implement, and test strategies in your school to find out if these work. We do this by sharing 3 short videos to help you understand how to use the platform, what the intervention is, and then how to implement this in your school. We then have a short intervention protocol, which just outlines the research project. We then have a resource folder, which includes a downloadable folder with everything you need to run that intervention. And then we have a trial wizard, which supports you to set up the evaluation, allows you to input your pre and post test data, and then generate an impact report. We help teachers by using something called a micro RCT. So this is where we ask you to identify 2 similar ability classes. So this could be 2 Year 3 classes. And what our platform does, it randomly allocates 1 class to the intervention and 1 to the control. We then get both teachers in both classes to complete a short spelling test, which is 20 words. So this is for the intervention and then the control class. The intervention class will use a spelling strategy for the next 4 weeks, and the control class will continue as business as usual. It's what they would normally do. And then at the end of the 4 weeks, both classes complete the same spelling test again. You will then input the data into the platform, and then it will generate an impact report to tell you how the interventions worked in your school. And if this is promising, then you can open this up to the control class so they can use a strategy as well. So let's have a quick look at a short video which just explains how the platform works. So the first thing is what you've already done is you sign up to an intervention. This then opens up Teacher Cockpit. It has 3 short videos, a welcome video, a short video on what the intervention is, and then a video on how to implement this in your school. You then have a research protocol which you can download, which is a quick summary of how the research is set up. And also a resource folder, which you download, which has all the resources that you need to run this evaluation. You then click Next Step, and then you put in your start date, when you're going to start the evaluation, and your end date. And then you click Randomize. The next thing you do is you put in the names of your 2 classes and the number of students. In this case, we're just putting 5 for the demonstration. And then you click Allocate. So that then tells you which is the control and which is the intervention class. So the intervention will use a spelling strategy and the control will not. You then complete the spelling test with both groups, and then we ask you to input the data. It's best to have another teacher to read out the scores while you input this. And for your trial, please just ignore the box at the side for the free school meal status. So you're just putting in your pre-test scores. This is how many spellings each student got correct. And then once you've done that, you then click Run Trial. And for the next 4 weeks, your intervention class will use a spelling strategy and the control class will not. And then you repeat the post-test, which is the same test again, to see how the students have learned. So again, with large classes, it's best for one teacher to read out the scores while the other teacher inputs this into the platform. Then you click Analyze Results. We do ask you to click the process evaluation survey first, and this just allows us to find out how you've delivered the intervention, if there's any changes that have been made, or any barriers that you've encountered. And then you click Analyze. And this generates an impact report for you to tell you how the interventions worked in your school. And you'll have a record of the data that you've input into the platform there. Then once you've done that, you click Complete, and that's your trial completed. The last thing to go through is you only have to sign up to the trial once, and you will find your trial in the My Trial section, which is there. And you just click literally Continue, and once it's done, you'll have a record of your impact report there. So just click Continue when you come back onto the platform to get to the stage that you're at. That's it. So nearly finished the video. The last thing is looking at data integrity. So our goal is simple. It's to help teachers learn what works best in the classroom by using real evidence from teachers like you. The evidence is only strong if the data is accurate. So please make sure you follow the random assignment, enter honest and complete data, and when teachers across schools try the same activity, combine the results. This helps us to see what works in different classrooms. Together, we can build something powerful, a teacher-led evidence base that helps every child learn better. One question that we're often asked is it ethical to withhold an intervention from the control group? So we use a waitlist in that the control students will have access to the intervention after the post-test has been completed if this shows promise. It's typical practice, so we're using learning activities that are similar to usual approaches in other schools. And all the data is anonymized, so we have no learner data on our platform, so head teacher consent is sufficient. So the next steps is to watch the second video, which is a short one explaining how the intervention works.